Good afternoon. My name is Anna Lintz, and today I'll be reciting an essay I wrote for my Humanities 101 creative project. The Pioneer of the Renaissance. Throughout the 14th to 17th century, Europe was greatly influenced by what many refer to as the most impactful art period in European history, the Renaissance. This artistic period is commonly divided into three phases known as the Early Renaissance, the High Renaissance, and the Late Renaissance. This period has contributed some of history's most prestigious and talented artists, such as Michelangelo. From the High Renaissance era, Michelangelo was a highly renowned painter, sculptor, and architect that has produced an array of pieces that were completely original to his time. Moreover, Michelangelo's work often reflected the humanistic ideals of the Renaissance era, with him utilizing this aspect to create unique commentaries on his art. Furthermore, his celebrated achievements in distinct style make him a quintessential contributor to the Renaissance period. Michelangelo was born in 1475 in Caprese, Italy. His early life was characterized by much hardship, with his mother passing away while he was only 6 years old, making him primarily raised by his father. This factor would go on to influence his depiction of women in art, such as his paintings of mothers on the ceilings of the Sistine Chapel, which reflect the longing of motherly relationship that he was never able to experience. By the age of 13, Michelangelo moved to Florence, Italy to further his educational studies. However, he would instead develop a greater appreciation for the fine arts. Soon after, young Michelangelo obtained an apprenticeship from another famous Renaissance artist, Ghirlandaio. Michelangelo's early work was heavily influenced by the classical traditions of the past. He was fascinated by the works of the ancient Greeks and Romans, and he sought to emulate their style. However, he also brought his own unique perspective to these classical traditions, blending the characteristics of the past with his own vision. As Michelangelo progressed in his career, he began to produce his most recognizable and noteworthy pieces. His art often reflected biblical narratives, such as his most famous sculpture, the Statue of David. This piece was created between the years of 1501 and 1504 and is entirely composed of marble. Standing over 17 feet tall, this sculpture depicts the hero David in a moment of triumph. Michelangelo had a great understanding of the human anatomy and portrayed this in his work, with David being a pivotal example of this. Michelangelo demonstrates great attention to detail in this remarkable statue, with every muscle and piece of bone structure on David's body rendered in exquisite detail. Another one of Michelangelo's most renowned sculptures is the Pieta, which depicts the Virgin Mary holding the body of Jesus after his crucifixion. Michelangelo stays on theme with this biblically influenced piece and further demonstrates his artistic ability to portray the human anatomy so vividly and accurately. Moreover, the Pieta is also praised for the notable emotional power that it invokes, with the grief and sorrow of the Virgin Mary palpable in every curve of her body. The delicate folds of her robe, combined with the intricate details of Jesus' wounds, make this sculpture a masterpiece of both emotion and technique. Along with his sculpting abilities, Michelangelo also produced a variety of highly acclaimed paintings that greatly influenced the Renaissance era. This is most eminent in Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel, which is widely considered one of the greatest achievements in the history of Western art. The chapel is located in Vatican City and was built during the 15th century. The chapel is well known for its stunning Renaissance art and architecture, specifically Michelangelo's ceiling frescoes that have become the most famous and enduring feature of this chapel. Michelangelo was brought in by Pope Julius II to paint the ceiling, which he began in 1508 and completed in 1512. The frescoes depict scenes from the book of Genesis, including the creation of Adam and Eve, the temptation and fall, and the Great Flood. Michelangelo's work on the Sistine Chapel is a significant component of the Renaissance era for a variety of reasons, most notably being Michelangelo's dedication and skill that is exemplified in this work. Michelangelo worked on this project for countless hours at a time, using a specialized scaffolding system to reach the ceiling, which was primarily done while laying on his back. The result of this project was absolutely remarkable, with the ceiling's display of the human anatomy and its movement, combined with vibrant colors and exquisite detail, further demonstrating Michelangelo's pure and undeniable talent. Furthermore, another factor that makes the Sistine Chapel, as well as Michelangelo's artistic work as a whole, such a quintessential example of the Renaissance era is its cultural influence on Western society. Michelangelo's frescoes have been studied, copied, and discussed for past centuries and centuries to come. They have significantly influenced modern-day art and styles, as well as inspired new generations of artists and art enthusiasts. Moreover, the chapel itself remains one of the most visited and reviewed cultural landmarks in the world today, which further validates and justifies Michelangelo's cultural significance. Throughout his prosperous career, Michelangelo impacted and influenced the Renaissance era significantly, creating works of art that have been studied and praised for generations. His upbringing and dedication to his work were major factors for his success and ultimately developed him to become the influential figure he is today. Moreover, his influence on Western culture is also a notable aspect of his career, with pieces such as the Statue of David, the Pietà, and his work on the Sistine Chapel, all being collective contributors to his historical relevance. Michelangelo's influence will continue to impact art society and further demonstrate how he is ultimately a quintessential artist of the Renaissance. Thank you.